This week's final round, finally, finally, something upbeat. We've had a bunch of scary movie final rounds. Last week we had a super great special guest. It was super cool, and thanks to all the people that showed up to watch Super Cool. This week we get a finale of What If. I mean, it's an amalgamation of all the other episodes we've had thus far, and I really enjoyed the episode. I know you did too, Mahaffey. Tell
Yep.
me what for you, or what kind of. We don't have to go through the entire episode blow by blow, but if you want to kind of kick things off and give a breakdown of the episode, we can talk to those pieces.
Sure. Yep. So kind of picks up not exactly in the same place it left off last week, but in a different place, strangely. Uh,
Yeah,
and
it's like time jump.
yeah. And essentially, the Watcher is speaking to Strange Supreme, right? If I remember correctly.
Yeah,
And
he's in Strange Supreme's pocket universe, right? Because that's where he
yep. Yep.
puts himself in his own little hell.
And then he just goes and starts recruiting people, showing up in these universes saying, "You're chosen," and just grabbing them out of their time and their universe and dropping them in the tavern that Captain Carter was in the first episode, drinking with her crew, um, and they go to take down Ultron, and probably the coolest action sequence the whole series, I would say.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Um, I definitely. So this to me was like the Marvel's Legends of Tomorrow episode, where somebody just shows up across time and space and just recruits these people. But yeah, I have to agree. The action sequence was a fast pace.
Yeah,
B, you had all of the different bits of character. For instance, Thor saying he has a real knack for attracting unwanted attention, and then you get like a pun right away where they're
yeah,
trying to like enjoy their night before they're all kings kick off. And what happens? Thor, tries to be cocky and show off his little bit of lightning, and oh, there you are.
yep,
Ultron comes out of nowhere.
yep.
And I definitely enjoyed personally my favorite moment in the fighting scene was Captain Carter and Black Widow just straight up wide receiver, two
Oh, damn! Whoa, 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 whoa,
cornerbacks.
whoa, whoa, whoa! You want to put the spoiler up?
Oh baby, please hold. Three, two, a one, two, three, four. Spoiler alert. Yeah, we're gonna talk about this episode. So if you're if you're not gonna if you've already watched it, great. If you're not,
Just hit mute. Don't go away. Just hit mute.
yeah, we're gonna be nice at the end of this. So I will say that there was one moment. Where, okay, now that everybody understands, spoiler alert. There was a moment where Captain Carter and Black Widow, one goes high, one goes low on Ultron, and it's just like the best. Oh, thanks, Sean. Yeah, spoiler alert. Ultron's the bad guy. Um, he's never been a good guy, would never be one. But no, when they do that double cornerback or like linebacker kind of
Yeah,
collide with him, I was like, oh, I love football. Football's back. Like,
yeah.
like crush him. So good, so good.
So good. So, so there's a few things here. I understand there's a lot of animosity towards the Marvel franchise, and I get it. Like that's cool. But I have never in my life seen a franchise that can set up something in a movie from 10 years ago and pay it off 10 years later,
Mm,
right?
mm.
So, for instance, we were talking about sound design earlier. Mjolnir has a sound.
Yes.
When
That
Thor
little hum.
throws Mjolnir, it's got that ringing sound.
Mm-hmm.
And it when he throws it in this, it has the same exact sound. Um,
Same thing with
character
her shield. Even if she
her
just
shield
raises it into view.
has a hum
Cool.
to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, vibranium sort of hum. Um, character themes musically show up all every time a character shows up in What If, their
Yeah.
theme plays. Captain America's theme plays, I believe, for Captain Carter,
Yeah.
right? Like
Oh yeah.
it's like a broken down version of that theme. So when we were talking earlier about sound design. I think it's brilliant that they develop these sounds for these things that they never address, they never talk about. It's just, yeah, Sean, super consistent. Just
Yeah.
incredible. And to have What If, which was has had a mediocre response from the audience, right? People are
Mm,
like, it's fine. I think that's a failure on marketing because this was set up as an anthology series where each episode was going to be something different. I wish they would have just said it's all going to come together at the end. Just trust us,
right, right.
follow us on this journey, because the way they paid it off by addressing every episode, and even an episode that they had planned but never made.
Oh, with oh my God, Gamora.
Gamora, yep, Gamora and Sakaar Iron Man.
Yeah,
That was
which
supposed to be an
was
episode where
awesome.
Gamora beat Thanos, right?
Yeah,
Like, there's the speculation is that maybe she stabbed him for real when he was getting the Reality Stone. Like, she actually killed him. Like,
which was
there's a
awesome.
whole bunch of would have been awesome. But how did Tony get to Sakaar? Like, there's a bunch of questions. The the creator said that got bumped to next season, so we might see it next season. But I don't know why we would see it next season. Like, that
Me
doesn't make
neither.
any sense.
Yeah,
But um, yeah, just to see a bunch of things come like the zombie, like them dropping the zombies on Ultron, and
yeah,
having Wanda be there again to fight the entity with all the Infinity Stones, just like in Endgame.
and it was
Oh, so
Vision
good.
of all
And it was
people, right?
Vision, which is what ultimately got her to stop. Right, like she
Yeah.
would have totally destroyed him.
Oh,
And,
that was so good because I forgot. Like that's how these episodes have been kind of mentally for me. It's like okay, there's an arc, and that's the end of the episode. When they start dropping the zombies, I'm just like, oh, that's gonna be really fun to just watch. And then I'm like, I
yeah,
don't care if they like start biting them or whatever. And he's just like, what are you doing? And then flings them all off. And
yeah,
then he's like, oh, I'm not. It's not the zombies. It's what comes with it. And it was Wanda.
yeah,
I was like, oh
yeah.
yeah, that's right. I forgot.
Well, and the first zombies through the portal were Captain America, I think Iron Man, and
Yeah.
I can't remember who the other one was. I can't remember, but yeah, yeah. So the Doctor Strange being super powerful,
That was
like
awesome.
kind of going toe to toe with Ultron, Supreme. What were they calling him? Infinity Ultron or whatever.
Yeah, I'm just gonna call him Ultron Prime because
Yeah,
it was like
sure.
Superboy Prime for so many years, like the
Yeah,
strongest. But
yeah,
yeah, man, that whole hit, like Evil Doctor Strange. Well, I guess brooding Doctor Strange, whatever you want to call him. He to me ends up having like the kind of coolest arc because he ends up feeling guilty. It reminds me of the little known story about what happened to Jar Jar Binks in Star Wars. How like okay, what happened to Jar Jar Binks? Okay, some people were like, oh, actually, he was a Sith Lord, right? This
right.
whole time. What actually happens is Jar Jar Binks like goes back to Naboo and he ends up like just living a life on the street because he hates
Yeah,
himself for
yeah,
allowing the Empire to come up. That was more like the kind of the Doctor Strange. I hate myself so much I'm gonna lock myself away forever, and now I've got to make up for it because I fucked up so bad. But
yeah,
he's so strong, right? We clearly know it's probably Mephisto energy. He's got that
yeah.
Kraken thing, whatever you want to call that,
Right.
Hydra monster. Uh,
Shumagorath esque
yeah,
thing. Yeah,
Cthulhu face looking,
yeah.
and which Carter sees the tentacles coming out. And she's like, bro,
Whoa.
didn't I
Yeah,
fight that? Isn't that thing dead? Like,
yeah,
um,
for sure.
So that to me, like, I'll be right. All these different pieces coming together, and then even better, we get a little bit of a head nod to what maybe season 2 could be like with, well, not with the same voice actor anymore, obviously, but with T'Challa and Peter Quill fighting Ego. So that was kind of sweet, and then Killmonger being just a douche, and that being like
Yeah,
counted on was
yeah,
hilarious.
yeah,
Like
absolutely.
knowing who people are, like okay, that guy sucks. Screw that guy.
Yeah, I can't think if he did anything else in this episode other
Just
than
be a dick.
play with the Ultron head, figure it out, and then try to steal the stones. I don't know if he was in any action sequence, was he?
No, not at all. Well, it wouldn't benefit him, right? Cui bono.
Right.
He's always looking for the angle. That character is always looking for how does it benefit me, and I think being a team player doesn't really benefit in the end of the world scenario. So he was
Right.
looking for a way to probably survive, which is, I would just read into a lot. But I think anybody in a writer's room would be like, yeah, that's exactly why we wrote it that way. because
Yep, yep,
that person does only give a shit about themselves.
yep, yep. Survival mode. I mean, his character even in Black Panther was all about survival, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
his motivations were mostly anger for the way his people, his culture has been treated, but also the
Mm.
way that Wakanda killed his dad. Spoiler.
Oh, the banner's still up. I'm not going to click this off until we call it a wrap on the episode. But I definitely enjoyed the kind of the culmination. I'm sitting here racking my brain on like how do they even spin it into an like a season 2? Like if it's just going to be more different timelines, that's super great. That's fine.
Right.
But if you have a story arc at the end, I'm like, what's bigger than the entire multiverse being threatened? Like,
Well, so the title of this was "What if the Watcher broke his oath?" We didn't see any sort of repercussions to the Watcher for
oh,
breaking his oath.
true,
So that might be what season 2 is.
true. Mm.
I'm going to tell you this episode. I mean, I think that telegraphing the end happens a lot for a lot of different content, like
Yeah.
being able to figure out what's going to happen. I had no idea what was going to happen because what's his face? The AI. What's his name? The AI in the Arrow. What's his name?
Oh, good God. Fuck. Wait, I just watched this today. Like, again.
Yeah.
Oh. Somebody faster in the chat, please type. I got his accent in my brain. I couldn't tell you what his name is. Olaf.
Anyway, it's not Olaf.
Arlo or something. Oh, good God.
Quasimodo?
Quasimodo.
Sean? No,
Not it. Not it. It's Baron von something. Steuben? That's not it.
Hydraface is getting closer, Sean.
Baron von Trapp is from
Sound of Music.
Yeah, Sound of Music. That's not it. Oh, Jesus. What if Arlo? Professor Arlo? No. Damn it. YOLO? That's not what I want. I digress.
Jonathan.
Jonathan. But yeah, I didn't see that virus in the USB port coming back. Oh my God. What is the name of that character? It's not Steubenville. It's like
Armin Zola. Jeez.
Zola.
Zola. So he got uploaded into Ultron, and I was like, this is still going to end badly. He's still a bad guy, and now he has the Infinity Stones and a vibranium body. Like, I don't understand what the end game is here.
Right.
And then Killmonger played his part, and I was like, oh, that makes sense.
And then my favorite is like the Sherlock Holmes moment. Zola. I was way off. Yes,
It's way off.
The moment where like Doctor Strange, aka Benedict Cumberbatch, has his like Sherlock Holmes kind of like, oh, you've played us, and you foresaw all of this. He was just here to betray, blah blah blah, and he felt like a fool, like he was totally played. I'm like, yeah, dude, he's the Watcher. Like he might be narrating in real time.
Yeah,
but his span is infinite. So.
Well, and I thought it was funny that the Watcher decided to give Strange Supreme a version of Ultron, Zola, and Killmonger, and a full set of Infinity Stones to watch, when his whole episode was him absorbing
all of it,
powerful creatures.
All of it. Like, maybe that's part of the reason why, like, you know, he was going toe to toe with Ultron, but Ultron was just like, I just need to kill you, and just started just beating the shit out of him. Like, oh well, you know, your energy, you know, at the end of the day, Doctor Strange's powers are only really as strong as his will, right?
Yeah.
If he gets sleepy, he's not gonna do much magic. I feel like, oh yeah, he's got to stop to eat every once in a while. Like,
yeah, maybe. Well, who knows now?
Yeah,
with that one.
Well, maybe he doesn't have to eat in his time freezing pocket universe that he's watching them in.
And apparently his time stone works.
The Watcher, so
yeah.
But no, it was definitely a fun episode, and I think when it comes to like you know, story arcs kind of rounding out and you feeling a sense of like, we got it twice, right? We got the big bad moment, and then all of a sudden we have Black Widow being like, it doesn't feel over, and of course I wiggle my mouse like, how much time is left in this episode? I'm
Yep.
like, oh, it's definitely not over unless we're gonna have 45 minutes of fucking credits at the end of this episode,
Right.
like every other episode. Which, going back to the IATSE stuff, we got to find a better way to like clap hands for the people that do all the work.
Yeah,
Because
below the line workers for production. Yeah,
nobody's sitting there watching all the concept art slowly drift by with names on it, and we need to. I don't know if it's like just an entire award show showing behind the scenes footage of like people just being badass at their craft or whatever.
Yeah,
but yeah, everybody's
it's
like,
baby
is
steps.
there after credit scenes?
Right.
No,
Yeah.
it's not. Okay.
It's baby steps. These award ceremonies just need to not skip those categories.
They do. They do. They go straight to like the meat and potatoes. They're like, nobody cares who did great costume design. You know what? That's not true. I'll sit there. I'll be watching a show or a movie with Michelle, and this goes to like I gotta like it for something. 9 times out of 10, I'll be like, that was actually really great costume work, or like set design was insane. Too bad this actor phoned it in, or actress, or female actor phoned it in.
Too bad the script was bad, but like, there's something redeemable about it. Yeah.
And 9 times out of 10, we always like 10 months later, we're like, yeah, they won an award for that. Called it.
Yep.
Called it. I should be a part of the people that give out these awards.
Academy. Yeah.
Just give me a little hat or something. And all the. By the way, I know I'm wearing actually a New York Giants crucial catch intercept cancer hat, but I put it this way because I thought it was hilarious to have the NFL logo, which like I think there's a bunch of people online just ragging on Rob Lowe last season for wearing at the NFC or AFC Championship, he was wearing a white hat and it just had the NFL logo on it, and they were like, that's very Traeger of you from Parks and Recreation, where you just want everybody to have a great time. Like, you're not going to show that you're rooting for a particular team. So it's like, I just want everybody to have fun. Just good, clean fun.
Yeah, there you go.
But yeah, it makes me laugh. But no, this week, good week, man. Episode 21, our show is now legal. Our show can go to bars, as far as that's how it works. Episodes are years in show times.
Correct.
If you were if we were Joe Rogan, we would be Gandalf in years, right? But we're not. So right now we're just starting to crack a cold one. We're gonna make some mistakes. We're gonna go see Dom, buy him some shots on our birthday. But no, this is fun. Mahaffey, I'm glad to have you in the chair. I really appreciate it.
It's always fun.
I know as a papa, I know it's not always easy to get away, but I appreciate you getting loaned to me via your other half. So tell her thanks from the show and our audience here.
Will do. Yep.
So we can wrap things up. There's no real smooth transition here. It's just like, thanks guys. keep showing up. We get better with time, I swear. These jokes get funnier. This week it was a nice little what if. The next couple of weeks we've got major things coming out, especially as October continues on. Netflix, I realized that new releases starts to feel like a little bit of Netflixy. I think all 3 of our new releases were Netflix this week. Well, it's because Netflix is just shitting out new content. There you go. I get drunker. Thanks, Sean. And one of them is like the new season of Lock and Key, which I'm looking forward to. I enjoyed the first season of that. Can't wait to see the next season. We've got Dune coming out later this month on HBO Max. There's just it's never going to end. Thankfully, hopefully the IATSE gets all the things they deserve, and gets their strike. Hopefully, never even has to happen. Hopefully, they come to terms, and we continue to have content. But we've got right after that, holiday season's coming up. Some more video games. We'll be here the whole time. So, thanks everybody for watching. I'm Ernie at UXD. Oh, sorry, at Ernie UXD. Yes, I reversed that. I'm Ernie Hawkins at Ernie UXD.
And I'm Mike Mahaffey at Mike_whatever.
There you go. And this is Joystick Maverick at Joystick Maverick. Everywhere. Doesn't matter. If you go to Twitter and it doesn't fill, you'll find us. Get there. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Sean.
Enjoy the weekend. Stay safe. Peace.